Hey, everybody, welcome to the SCB Steelers Inside Blitz, presented by Deck Roofing Incorporated of South Florida. It has been, as the kids say, a minute since I did one of these, and it's just been a hell of a busy season. Let's just put it that way, both for the Steelers and for myself. Just busy with stuff. Let's just put it that way. But glad to put this together for you. And I'm also really glad to tell you that since we're now over 500 subscribers on the podcast on the YouTube channel, we've been able to offer some memberships now. I've got two different tiers set up there, black and gold membership levels. It's going to cost you a grand total of like 99 cents or $1.99, one or the other. And we're already working on some pretty cool stuff that members will have some access to, along with hopefully some discount codes to our store and some other things as well. So it's all in the works, and we're getting there. But we've got a few members already on board. And really, really grateful for them. And obviously, we'll be back on Thursday night, tomorrow night, with the regular show at 10 o'clock Eastern. But the Inside Blitz is just my opportunity just to kind of go through a couple of things that I think about or ponder over the course of a week. I'll sit down, I'll watch highlights, watch tape, and just things pop into my head, and so I thought I would share those now, because Lord knows I'll never get a chance on the actual show with those three guys talking their heads off. But just to start out tonight, my first thought goes to just the entire AFC North. It's an absolute train wreck right now. You have Cleveland essentially with two rookie quarterbacks as your top two. Now there's some discussion that Bailey Zappi will be brought off the practice squad and he'll actually be the two on Sunday, and Shedeur Sanders will remain at the three. But you don't know, because they've traded Joe Flacco over to the Bengals. And look, the Bengals had to do something. Jake Browning, he made a couple of nice throws in the second half. I'll give him that. But, man, you just can't throw 3 picks every game and expect to win, even with all that firepower. So I think they were forced to do something in the hopes that Joe Burrow is going to be back soon. And when I say soon, I get the gut feeling it's going to be sooner than December. But again, that's just me playing amateur doctor here on this particular program. In any case, look, then they've got the Ravens. Okay, and a lot of Steeler fans are dancing on the Ravens' graves, and I'm going to tell you what, we have been around a long time. And when I say we, I mean like me and Ben and others that have seen this division for many, many years, whether it was the AFC Central or the current iteration of the North. But uh, you cannot count on anything. This is the NFL. It's a week to week league. Okay. Ask the Eagles, ask the Bills. It doesn't matter what you did the week before. The following week is different. Matchups change, officials change. Everything is just flat out different. So I would encourage everyone, enjoy it when the Ravens lose, or Bengals or Browns. It's always enjoyable, but do not underestimate them. They will get healthy, with the exception of a couple guys who are likely going to be out for either the season or long periods of time. They're going to get healthy. And all we can hope as Steelers fans is that we have put enough distance between us and them that they will not be a factor down the road, or hopefully not in the playoffs either, because you're not going to want to play them. Okay, Derrick Henry's still there, and a healthy Lamar Jackson and his tight ends and some of the other guys out there, Zay Flowers, they will be a problem. So enjoy those losses by the Ravens. Enjoy the struggles that they are having, because the shoe's been on the other foot, and you can ask Ravens fans that. They'll flat out tell you that there are times when they knew it was too good to be true, and here came the Steelers and to make their lives miserable. So that's my word of caution related to that. Been there, done that. Another topic that's getting a lot of conversation is the tight ends. In Dublin, Darnell Washington outsnapped Pat Fryermuth about 3-1. And look, you can't argue with the result. The Steelers ran the football as well as they have all year, and a lot of that had to do with Darnell Washington, also with Anderson coming in as well, as your eligible. And they were able to hit some wide runs with Kenneth Gainwell, who played in place of Jalen Warren. And you have to imagine that that will continue. Now, as I mentioned earlier on this little program, that the NFL changes week to week, and the Cleveland Browns defense is very, very good, and they will be very, very prepared. Jim Schwartz is a veteran defensive coordinator. He knows what he's doing. They will expect that. So does that mean that the Steelers are all of a sudden just going to abandon that and go back to more Pat Fryermuth? I don't think so. I think you're going to continue to see Darnell Washington more often. And look, I think this is one of the unfortunate situations where Pat Fryermuth is kind of an odd guy out here. You cannot argue Jonnu Smith is a better receiving option. He's more athletic, and he can make plays once he catches the ball. Darnell Washington is a better blocker. Those two things are true, and I know many of you are big Pat Fryermuth fans, and I get that. And Pat Fryermuth is an outstanding human being and an awesome person, but when you need blocking and you need yards after catch, he's not going to provide that on nearly the level that you need it right now. So doesn't mean he's going to disappear. It doesn't mean that he's not going to be used at times, because he will. But I just think right now, until the current system, using Darnell, using Anderson as an eligible, and until that system shows that it no longer is effective, then I think you're going to continue to see his snaps down a little bit. So for you fantasy folks out there, my apologies. But I'll also say this too. I think Jonnu Smith needs to do a little bit more. I'm not suggesting that he needs to match exactly what he did in Miami last year, but I think we need to see a little bit more dynamic play from him. And obviously we did see what DK Metcalf can do in terms of run after the catch, and with no Calvin Austin this coming week, we need that secondary guy that can do that kind of stuff. So the Browns coming up this week, I don't take them lightly. I think Dylan Gabriel played a very nice game in London, despite losing to Minnesota. Anytime your rookie can go up against the Brian Flores defense, no turnovers, 2 TD passes, seem to run the offense pretty well. He's essentially a veteran with all the college experience he's had. So now the one bit of good news is the Steelers have a ridiculously good record, as does Mike Tomlin, when it comes to playing rookie quarterbacks. So keep that in mind. They also have a very strong record. I think the Steelers are 24-12 all time after a bye. So there's a lot of really good trends favoring the Steelers this week. Which again, trends don't really mean squat once you get on the field, but those folks in Vegas love the trends, and it's hard to ignore some of those. So I expect another rock fight. Cleveland will play well. Quinshon Judkins ran the ball really, really well last week. He's going to be a handful. But at the same time, I still think the Steelers, have some advantages that they better take care of, because, this week and then a short week going to Cincinnati after that for a Thursday nighter, you're going up against Joe Flacco, who, he's 40, but I'll tell you what, he can still spin it. And you've got a lot of guys that can still make plays in Cincinnati, catching the ball, running the ball. And his job will just to be distribute. He will be the point guard of that offense, and they just need him to not turn the ball over. So it's going to be a challenging couple of weeks, but it's 2 weeks that I think most Steelers fans expect to get W's and get this team to 5-1, and again continue to expand that lead as much as possible in the AFC North. especially considering we still have a gauntlet at the end of the season with the Lions, the Bills, and the Ravens twice, to name a few. So, a lot going on there. So I'm going to pause now and what's the word I wanted to use? Damn, I forgot after 10 minutes. Anyway, pause and get the heck out of here because I'm at about my 10-minute limit is what I was going to say. And don't forget, we got the great new memberships on the YouTube channel. So check that out. And we would absolutely love it if you both subscribed and became a member at the same time, and just working on some really, really cool stuff. And again, I'm old, I'm still learning this stuff, but it's kind of fun at the same time. So hopefully you can join the show tomorrow night, 10 p.m. We will be live. We've also been streaming on Twitter or X at the same time the last few weeks. It's been great. Had a huge audience the last couple weeks, and obviously our great chat on YouTube. It's always good. We have great people, knowledgeable people, funny people. So stop by and join that as well. Anyway, this is Steel Dad, and this has been the SCB Steelers Inside Blitz for October 8th, 2025. And as always, go Steelers. We've had some drinks.